We're here in Utrecht at the Blockchain Innovation Conference, and one of the most interesting ICOs for me personally was Solve.Care, and we're here with Pradeep Goel. Do I pronounce it correctly?
You did. Thank you for having me here.
Right. You are one of the speakers at the event. How did it go?
Well, Vincent asked great questions, like he always does, and it was very well received. The audience is very engaged. So, great place to be here today.
Right, sounds good. Maybe you can say something about Solve.Care. You did a very successful ICO. I think you raised like 20 million US dollars?
Approximately, yes. Yeah. With the change in prices of Ether, it goes up and down, but yes, about 20 million.
Sounds good. Maybe for the wider audience, you can explain what does Solve.Care do?
So we are really after improving the patient and the doctor relationship with the blessing of the insurance company, because they control a lot of the payment around healthcare. But we are after fixing the fundamental problem of who do I see when I'm sick, how fast can I get an appointment, how quickly can I pay them, how quickly can other people pay them, like the insurance company, and how do I get access to specialists on a timely basis, and to do this all in a way that I have more control and I can have more flexibility, so that we are after improving the patient experience with the support and visibility to the insurance company.
And you're making use of the existing systems and like put an extra blockchain layer on it, or how does it technically work?
So in reality, we are redefining the process. So we are saying that the centralized systems that are in place today do a really good job of being the data repository. But what I'm really after is changing the process. So how do I prove that I have insurance? How do I find out when the doctor is available? We don't have any systems to do that anyway. So it's really creating new processes using blockchain, freeing up the universe of doctors I can see. Today, the insurance company primarily tells me, here are the 50 doctors, choose. Instead, if they gave me a token that I can put on the chain and have any doctor who's subscribed to the chain see me, I have a lot more flexibility. I can see the doctor faster. And they can get paid in real time versus in 3 months. So it changes the way doctor works, it changes the way the patient works, and it's actually better for the insurance company. Because I come from the insurance world, and everything that insurance companies are not liked for, those are necessities of the systems. So if I can change the way processes work, the insurance actually is more effective, and it saves everybody a lot of money.
So in essence, you don't want to change the system, how it works now. It's only you make the process far more efficient, transparent. You don't want to fight the insurance company.
Well, I think it's not one or the other. The system is changing fundamentally with what we are doing. We are absolutely redefining the way healthcare works. But we are doing it in a way that patient, doctor, and insurance companies can say this is better. So we are not putting on blockchain the old process. We are saying if you use blockchain the right way, the Solve.Care platform, which is built on the blockchain as layers, each layer gives you more efficiency. So for a simple example, how do I, as an insurance company, pay the doctor, making sure that the doctor did what they were supposed to do and the patient went to the doctor? So it's really a question about timely and accurate payment. They do it through very complex systems today. But we are saying don't do that way. Do it through a token. And that token lets you let the patient pay. So you don't have to be in the middle. But you still have control over how much is getting paid, right? So we are redefining the process completely. In doing that, we're not really affecting the current system. We are saying the current system can still do its job, but what you don't do today is better done through blockchain.
And actually in the USA, your home country, I mean, you get some traction. Out of my head, there was a press release that your solution also used, I think, in Arizona or somewhere.
So we are launching in multiple states. Our first big launch is in Arizona. We hope to follow that up with an announcement in Colorado. That's coming. Then we are going as far as Middle East to announcing a system there. We are talking to companies in Canada. So our system is really exploding in terms of demand. We're very happy with that. So our problem is not that we don't have enough insurers interested. Our problem is we have to make sure that the insurers, we don't take on too many too fast. But that being said, our adoption has been phenomenal.
Do you consider yourself still as a startup, or are you more of a scale-up now? I mean, you got some reasonable funding now and to build on the platform.
So when we did the token sale, we were already not a startup. We had already a large team working on the platform for a year plus. Our platform was already signed and was being tested for production. So the token sale makes it easier for us to go global. Now we have support and interest from the community around the world. If we hadn't done the token sale, we would have probably focused on US only. Now we can go around the world. We can offer a platform to airline in the Middle East that wants to test its pilots for fitness to fly. We couldn't really do that without the token sale. We have a community now that's interested in bringing our platform to Vietnam. So you see, there is now a global demand which the token sale has created, and the model is more universal. The platform has evolved to a more universal, not US. But US is still a huge market, and we are going to have a big part of it, but we are not going to be limited to US.
A few questions. Maybe you could tell something about the utility of the token. It's called Solve, isn't it?
Well, the token is called CAN, C-A-N, Care Administration Network, but we will be changing the name of our token because there's another CAN token that's on exchanges right now, and it can cause confusion for our clients. So we are looking at renaming the token, but we haven't announced the new name. But in the next 30 days, the token will be swapped for a same exact token, different name, with the same characteristics. So to your question, our token is very unique. It's a utility for there are three players in our ecosystem. There is the business, so the B2B, which is insurance company, government agency, or hospital. There is B2C, the consumer, you and I, and our kids and our wives who have their wallet. And then we have B2D, the community that develops care cards in our community. So our token has utility for all three of them. So from a B2B point of view, the client pays for access to our platform and configuring their network on our platform using tokens. They don't pay us in dollars or euros, they have to pay in tokens. If they want to buy care cards developed by the community from the marketplace, they have to buy them in tokens. So it's a token economy, CAN token economy. Now if you're a B2C consumer, then if I want to download a card for diabetes to take care of myself because I have potentially a risk of diabetes, then I pay CAN tokens out of my pocket. So I have to buy and use tokens. And the card publisher, the doctor in Harvard who published the card, gets paid in tokens. And then from a developer community perspective, if you want to publish a card on our platform, you have to have stake in the community. So you need to own and hold tokens in escrow, and all your cards must be priced in tokens. So it creates a very big network effect. The client, the consumer, and the developer all are raising the value of our network. And the value to everyone is that if the insurer is publishing 2 million wallets and they're paying for us these wallets in tokens, they're also rewarding the community that's publishing the cards that makes the wallet rich. Otherwise, what's the use of a wallet if the cards aren't there? So this relationship creates a tremendous, call it viral, but it's really a network effect.
It sounds like a really strong ecosystem. You can create a real international ecosystem that we haven't seen before.
It is something that we believe is on the cutting edge, and it's really useful for healthcare. I'll give you an example. Next week we are launching a care card contest, or in 2 weeks. And the challenge to the global community of developers is, I want to really redefine the patient's experience in trying to find a doctor and make an appointment with a doctor, as an example. So we are going to challenge a global community to build the best scheduling card they can come up with from a user experience perspective. And we'll reward them. The best card will win 100,000 CAN tokens. So now we are giving people incentive to come into the ecosystem and to build really innovative care cards to sit inside the Solve.Care wallet, sitting all on the CAN economy on our platform. We have over 100 cards lined up. So once we get the first 3 built, then we will launch another contest and another one. And our goal is to have developers in Vietnam or in Vienna build these cards in local languages, in Russian, in Japanese, in Chinese, in Korean, in German. These cards will be going global. And that's what the community will do.
What are your challenges? I mean, of course we have the unbanked who don't have any banking account, and of course we have people who are uninsured. Even in Netherlands we have growing people who are uninsured. So is this also the group you're targeting?
Yeah, I think our goal is to give access to care access to everyone, whether you're insured or not. So there are 3 ways you can get health care, right? Somebody else pays for you, typically government or insurance company. Your employer, as part of your job, pays for you, or you pay for yourself, right? Or your community pays for you. Some members of your community, your family. Regardless of who is paying, our job is to really streamline the entire access to care. Now, it changes country to country. In the US, we have networks. In Dubai, you have paid clinics. You don't really have networks. In India, you have both public and private. But the issue is still the same. How do I get to the right doctor at the right time so I can publish my request for healthcare on the chain, and anyone with the right credentials can satisfy my need, not just 5 doctors that my insurance company tells me. So it explodes the idea of somebody else tells me who I can see and who I cannot. That's just one use case. So we are going to focus on the uninsured and the insured.
What are your focus? A few questions. What are your focus markets, target markets? Asia as well, or?
So right now our biggest traction is coming from US, Canada, the Middle East, and Africa. And then we will expand into Asia next. Africa has a huge quality of care problem. There are things we can do to prevent death during childbirth. We can give expectant mothers better care. There is a lot we can do there. And there are partners in Africa that are very interested in doing things like that with us, using our platform. Remember, our goal is that Solve.Care is building the platform to make it happen, but the local community partners actually bring it into that community. So we can go global without trying to be a massive organization. We can still be a reasonable, efficient, very tightly run company, and we can have global community take it into Australia and into Argentina. Makes no difference to us, and we plan to support that.
And at the moment it's built on the Ethereum network, so you're of course dependent on the development of Ethereum itself. Are you thinking of building your own blockchain, or?
So we believe in a layered approach. So think of it as our platform is having 3 layers. There is a chain, there is a protocol, and there is a wallet and cards on top of the protocol. So wallet and cards and coins really ride the protocol for us, and they are abstracted from the actual blockchain. We are on Ethereum, we hope to be on it for the long run, but sometimes our client may dictate us either country, language, or some other reasons, regulation, most likely to use a different chain. So our intention is to prevent any disruption to the user experience. Care card, care wallet, care coin works regardless of the underlying chain, because the protocol is where the relationship logic is defined. But today we are with Ethereum, but we are very much open to other advances, and we are very excited about sharding and other technologies. My CTO is much more excited than I am, but there's a lot going on there. But if we find a better chain that serves either a country or a healthcare system better, we will support that as well. But today we are very much Ethereum centric.
Last question, what is actually your personal motivation to be in this space? I mean, you could be in the insurance company, but now you're in the blockchain space. So So I have been in healthcare all my life, and it has been a good industry. It has been frustrating at times to see what we could do, but we don't do yet. So I'm very much driven by personal experience. My family, like all of us, go through healthcare issues. And even though I was at the top of the healthcare industry, I still couldn't get the quality and timeliness of care for my father, for my son, for myself. So I challenged the status quo. That's one. The other is the opportunity in healthcare is massive, right? If you think about just our top 5 insurance companies in the US, they make healthcare payments in the tune of about $500 billion a year. It's ridiculous amounts of money, inefficiently handled, and they want it to be more efficient, right? It's not that insurance companies are happy with the status quo either. The third is that it affects every one of us. There is no exception. And I think the opportunity is clear. I know this space. I believe in what the good we do, and I also don't like the good we don't do. So I'm driven by very much as a humanitarian, as an IT expert, as a healthcare expert, and as a father, as a parent, as a husband. I want better care for the next generation. And then there's a huge opportunity to make money. It's no doubt that we can build a company like Salesforce.com is for ERP or CRM. We want to be the platform globally for healthcare. So in that regard, it would be a great legacy to build. And finally, I want to leave this company in the hands of the next generation. I don't want to build it to flip it. My goal is to build it and transfer it to the next generation to run. That's my dream. Thank you very much for your time, and all the best with Solve.Care and yourself. Yes.